My name's Matt, I'm alcoholic. Hey, we're going to open this meeting up with a moment of silence, followed by the serenity prayer. God,
grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
like I said, my name's Matt. I'm alcoholic. Just a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm not a counselor, I'm not a therapist. I do not own 5 sober living houses. I'm not planning on making no money off you. I just really have a desire to try to help drunks. I can only sponsor men. Sorry. And, we kind of believe in a lot of different things here than what you're, I've been in and out of AA for about like 20 years. I've been sober for 10 years by the grace of God. And, we kind of do something here that's kind of sentimental to us. And that has to do with like following along, paying attention, and showing kind of, respect. If you don't really want to fucking be here, or if you want to talk and cut up, then you could just leave. If you're just here to get your papers signed, they will be signed. Nobody's here to hold you at ransom or hold your hand. So, because like, as I was getting sober, I realized, when Facebook got popular and a lot of different things, like you just couldn't find real recovery no more, and nobody was being serious no more. And the membership start destroying Alcoholics Anonymous as a whole inside. And that's what like a lot of people don't really think about, like looking at the traditions and looking at how the unity must survive or we die separately. Tradition 1. So like if the unity don't survive, then I die separately. I don't die with a whole bunch of fucking people. That means if I start building cases on a whole bunch of people and start setting myself apart for people and I quit helping people and it's all about me taking, then I have no unity. It's just me swimming in a pond. Me thinking about these crazy thoughts. So we do believe in, try to show you respect, and I always like to look at it like I have 2 sons, and if one of them started smoking bud, and when he came to AA, or if I had to fucking pay his rent, put him in one of them goddamn concentration camps, that's the sober living houses. So, if I had to pay to put him in one of them places, how would I want my son to conduct himself in Alcoholics Anonymous, And am I conducting myself like I want my son to conduct myself, And that's pretty important, So that's how I look at it, Am I going to still be here to build unity for these other people to stay sober and let God work through them for just in case I die and later on, 10 years later, my son needs to come to Alcoholics Anonymous? Would Alcoholics Anonymous be here? Or would it just be a whole bunch of people taking pictures, playing around, sleeping with each other? I'm not saying you never gotta sleep with no one again, but I'm saying like, what's our primary purpose here, right now, at this moment? That shit could change an hour later, okay? But right now. So anyway, we believe in sponsorship. If you ain't really sure, your sponsor keeps canceling on you. Your sponsor took you to step 7. Y'all reading Drop the Rock and you don't know where you're going with this. We have people who actually took you through, they've been through the steps, and they're just here to kind of take you outside and inform what we're going to be talking about tonight. And if you kind of don't relate to him, you think he's a bozo, you don't want what he has, just come up to me after the meeting, and I could just keep going through the list until you find someone you feel comfortable with. And that's what we're going to be talking about later on tonight in step 2. Is there any men who need a sponsor? If y'all ever want to know I don't know if they're what woman sponsors who, it's because it's better that way. Women is different than men. God made us that way, okay? And anytime we try to mix that shit together, it's collision. I don't know why they always tell us to do something and we get pissed off. So we just try to keep that separate, man. That's none of our business. We can't help women. We can't sponsor women, so some women gonna help you. All right, so we are on step 2, which brings us to talk a little bit about step 1 and engage us in step 2, how we hopefully come to believe that a power greater than us could restore us to Sandy. We came to believe that a power greater than us maybe this could restore me to my right mind. Because evidently I'm insane. You ever think about it? I'm insane. I keep doing the same thing over and over and over. I mean, look, let's leave this like, yeah, I'm keep believing a lie, doing this. Leave that to the side. Think about all the stuff I've tried to fix it. That could maybe restore me to my right mind. Sandy is truth. So evidently for me, I'm lacking in truth. This whole process is about finding a relationship with God, finding lack of power is our dilemma. We're going to read that later on. So that's the hardest part. And we're going to talk about like what happens to people when they come in and they dry up for a while, sit in detox, and then prayers go up, blessings go down, and I found God. We'll talk about that later on too. Why does that happen? And we'll talk about it. It talks about that on page 46, and we'll talk about that because it's pretty cool. I experienced that a lot. 12. We're going to go to 12 and 12, step 1. If you don't have a 12 and 12, you can just listen.
Page 21. Who cares to admit complete defeat? Practically no one, of course. Every natural instinct cries out against the idea of personal powerlessness. It is truly awful to admit that, glass in hand, we have warped our minds into such an obsession for destructive drinking that only an act of providence can remove it from us.
Providence, which is God, which is power greater than ourselves, whatever you choose to come to believe in, doorknob, door chair, coffee cup, straw that they throw away every day. But the thing is, it's like, what did Bill really go straight to is, who cares to make complete defeat? Practically no one. My instinct cries out against the idea of personal powerless. Like, this is my personal opinion. I don't think a person can actually take step 1 without somebody giving them the information. This old member here, period. There's no way you could come in and say, hey, well, I'm going to work the step. Why would you work the step? Who do you come to believe in? Like, who did you come to believe in? Period. Who are you following? Who are you trusting with? What are you doing? Like, there's no way. Like, yeah, I could relate. I don't love my family, and I could relate that, hey, I keep believing a lie, and I keep dumping it in my body. I can't control the mind state. But who are you willing to investigate the tools at your feet? Because if not in my mind, I'm still thinking about how I can fix this shit. Think about it. You're sitting detox, and you're still thinking about, should I go home? Should I go to 20 days? Should I go to the compound? Should I go here? Should I go there? Where should I go? You're still trying to. There's no way. For me, I was still sitting in there for my first week, still thinking about how I could fix this stuff. Meanwhile, I ain't sleeping but 2 or 3 hours a night with no Seroquel. Refused it. I've been to 10 mental hospitals, 3 treatment centers before I got sober this time, and I knew the game. Dope me up. Especially detox, they're worse for that. They don't want to give me lower doses of fucking Xanax. It's a physical factor. I get out, I start drinking daiquiris. The next thing you know, I'm doing pills again. Like, what the hell happened, I never got it out. Like, that's the cool thing about being a crackhead like me. There's no, we're not going to break you out. Look, here a little key bomb to keep you peeking out the window tonight, like. What are you going to, oh, what, you been smoking meth? Okay, here's a quarter of Adderall. Like, there's no winging us off. And you've been running like me on that meth, you just sleeping and eating. That's it. And then what's bad, like you go to detox, here's the subject text, here's this, here's that. They gonna give you that shit in jail? I watched some motherfucker detox on that methadone bad for 2 or 3 weeks. I love it. I ate all the food. I ain't been eating. I've been smoking crack, like, oh, you ain't gonna eat still? My boy. Like, by the time he was ready to eat, I was already in the intake dorm about to get my time. Like, I'm up the road now. Holla. So anyway, that's besides the point. But the thing is, Detox is designed to get it out of my body where the stuff is not talking to me no more. You know? And that's what I'm trying to like say, like, excuse me, that our life had become unmanageable. If you look, it says we admitted we were powerless. That's past tense, man. That they found some power. Not saying that their life can still get unmanageable. But hopefully, by the time you over here, you have some kind of foundation and some kind of tools to work out as the stuff gets miserable. That they will. Keep reading. So we got some bankruptcy. Keep reading. Go.
No other kind of bankruptcy is like this. Alcohol now becomes the rapacious creditor.
Bleeds.
Of all self-sufficiency and all will to resist its demands. Once this stark fact is accepted, our bankruptcy as going human concerns is complete.
So, bankruptcy. The stuff that I'm selling no more isn't working. That's the hardest person, that's the hardest thing, like, dealing with step one. I mean, this is my experience. I related it for many years. I had an allergy and mental obsession. I went through the steps 5 times knowing I had that. That's the only reason why I worked the steps, because I had the obsession. I didn't want to change. My life wasn't unmanageable, so I'm still going to sell drugs. I'm still going to sleep with a whole bunch of women. I'm going to put all this beat in my car, and I'm going to buy 18 pairs of shoes. I'm going to post it all on Facebook to let everybody know what I'm doing. I don't want to change. I'm going to use all this other shit to make me feel whole. And it's never enough. That sucks, right? The bad thing is, like, you come up for air. If you anything like me, I used to come up for air and write out that inventory and was honest and told them about my cousins and all that stuff molesting me. And I do that hour of power that we set 7 hours doing a fifth step at the Hope Center. And I come out of that stuff and I stay sober for like 90 days, maybe 6 months. And then as soon as I dump that stuff back in my body again, I wanted to feel like I felt when I did the inventory. So that's the indicator. But when I dumped it in my body, everything was great. I would never use again. My life is so perfect. So when you dumped it back in, but you want to feel like you felt when you was 1 or 2 months sober, that's an indicator that there's something wrong internally with you that you can't even see. Spiritual malady, unmanageability. You know? So let's go to page 24. We'll get out of there. 24 into 12 and 12. Sorry. I ain't letting you go that fast, okay? We're going to get a little hope. Look, we're about to get out of it. Go. Proceed. Move.
Why all this insistence that every AA must hit bottom first? The answer is that few people will sincerely try to practice the AA program unless they have hit bottom. Sincere. If you know what it actually looks like. My problem is I came to believe in a whole bunch of people that wasn't even in AA. They were just hard drinkers. Shit, once upon a time they made a few men. Once upon a time we go to all these educations. Once upon a time we barbecue. Once upon a time we go to the girls' three-quarter house. Maybe do a little kickball. Maybe do some hanky-pank at night. I'm thinking I'm in AA. Hell, I did a 4th to 5th step. Hell, I didn't know I was supposed to write. I read on Awakening. All I know is AA is boring as shit. I don't know if you relate to that. I can't stand to be in a boring-ass meeting. And just watching the clock, and I could see that this guy is about to tell me about the 18 DWIs. This guy's about to ram on. This dude's going to contradict what the hell he's talking about. And nobody has a goddamn big book. And meanwhile, what even drives me more still today is a motherfucker try to share a whole bunch of shit, then immediately just gets on his fucking phone. I'm like, you inconsiderate bitch. What you want me to say? Imagine if I share something and it touched you hard and you really liked what I had to say. And then after I was done, wouldn't you be like, that's an arrogant motherfucker, huh? See, but it all depends on the unity. We don't know who watches us. We don't know what goes on. And like we should carry ourselves like we're in an AA meeting even when we're not in an AA meeting. You know, because this really sucks when you do something, especially on Facebook, like blow somebody down or do spiritual quotes, and then you see somebody else do it, and you just want to take that back so bad. Because you're like, the before, the after pictures, whichever one it is. Keep reading. For practicing AA's remaining 11 steps means the adoption of attitudes and actions that almost no alcoholic who is still drinking can dream of taking. Who wishes to be rigorously honest and tolerant? Who wants to confess his faults to another and make restitution for harms done? Who cares anything about a higher power, let alone meditation and prayer? Who wants to sacrifice time and energy in trying to carry AA's message to the next sufferer? No, the average alcoholic, self-centered in the extreme, doesn't care for this prospect.
Pause right there. So, the average alcoholic, self-centered to the extreme, doesn't care to do these things. That means that I never got a good indicating what is Alcoholics Anonymous. Because how many times I got out of treatment, I said, I can't wait to go to AA. I can't wait to do all this shit. And then I see a few guys doing some cool, like, hardcore AA, and I'm like, oh no. Them dudes gonna have me not sleeping at night, you know? But when you get a good introduction of it, none of us dreamed to do this. None of us wants to do it. I didn't want to do it. You think I came in here after working the steps 5 times, being in and out of AA for over 10 years, that I'm more like, oh, I can't wait to work AA again. Meanwhile, my sister picks me up with 3 years of sobriety talking about just beat up a girl in a parking lot. And you think I'm excited about this shit? I know what waits for me. Ounces on front, disaster. The same life. Because that's the whole question. That's the give or take that I was looking at. It's like, how do I actually change here? Okay, I can enter the realm of spirit. I can take the directions. But how do I change? And that's like such a tedious process. Some of it slowly. Some of it fast. I wish we was in charge of that, but we're not. So keep reading.
Unless he has to do these things in order to stay alive himself.
Live. Do you want to sleep at night? I'm not talking about you going to die with a needle in your arm no more. Nobody actually thinks about that. There's a few that made the supreme sacrifice rather than continue to fight, and I've been there before. I'm talking about inside. I'm talking about inside. You know what's sad is like if you sponsor enough people that you can watch a dude get pumped up and sponsor some people and drop. And no matter what you try to do and be like, hey man, I love to meet you. Hey bro, we're doing an inventory. Why don't you come hang out? Hey bro, we're just doing a barbecue or going fishing. Why don't you come hang out with us? No matter what, in his soul, he wants to get the fuck away from us. Because in his mind, he thinks he's doing good until he shows up with us. And hell, we're just talking about us. That's what sucks. You're not even telling him. You're just talking about what you're thinking. And he's like, oh shit, get the fuck away from me. I'll go back to my plant life. You know, like, oh. But what I'm saying is this guy's gone. He's already dead. Look at your meeting. The people's not even there no more. They're on Facebook. They're on Craigslist. They're on Marketplace. They're not even present. They're reading fucking articles in the goddamn meeting. That person, his presence is not even in there. They're in the welfare or trying to help somebody. Each group primary purpose is to carry the message to the alcoholic who still stay. If you ask me to sponsor you, once we walked out that door, I would tell you, your business is not to go there for fucking help. You're calling me, we're meeting 3 times a week. Your job is to figure out how the fuck are you going to make some goddamn coffee and not have grinds everywhere, because that's what I do. Your job is to try to set up. You got to get a part of. Quit taking. It don't work. I know it's not popular. I know you're going to stay out here and all the girls is going to leave. That's what you need. If you like me. I needed that shit. You know? Like, what up, man? Yeah, help. Ducky. Have me making amends with dick look on my face. No. All right, keep reading. Go. Keep reading. Go.
Under the lash of alcoholism.
Under the lash. You've been a slave. You ain't had no power of choice. If you like me, I ain't had no power of choice. Like, you know what? Today's a good day to go to detox. Walking down fucking Sherwood Forest in flip-flops. You know, like, under the lash means I was beaten. That shit was whooping me. I was praying. I didn't want to do it again. I flushed it down the toilet, wake up bad again. Under the lash of alcoholism, I was driven to AA. I didn't walk in here like, what up, people? My dog. Best friends forever now. We don't get to pick and choose who we like. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be this guy's friend. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be in a relationship with this girl. You don't have no control of that either. Sorry. God's gonna put her in your life, and you're gonna write and make amends, or you're going to go on a spree with her, either one, you know? She still got put in your life for a reason. So that's the cool thing, that I was driven to AA, and then
there we discover the fatal nature of our situation.
the fatal nature, that I can't fix my life, and I don't really know if this God and these people could actually help me. Maybe they could. And the fatal is that I'm going to believe a lie and dump it in my body again. And the fatal is once I do it, I can't stop. I feel like I'm controlling it, but I'm not. I have to have it every day, and I'm right back to the cycle. So keep reading.
Then and only then do we become as open-minded to conviction and as willing to listen as a God can be.
Conviction. What interest and hold these alcohol people must have depth and weight. Your job is to share your experience, strength, and hope and convict these people. Your job is to be connected the best you can with God, where you can remember the suffering, humiliation of even a month, a week ago. Because if you can't, do you know what you're not going to do? It's convict that person. You can't just be like, yeah, it was bad. Oh, allergy mental session, yeah. No, like as I'm talking to you, my stomach is in knots. When I be talking about all this stuff, my stomach's knotting up. It's in knots. You know, when you do that stuff and you don't want to do it, and you get to that certain point and you don't want to be there no more, and everything you thinking about that you thought was going to go away continues to go and amplifies more. And then you wake up and you don't want to do it, and your head's running, and you're like, just today, I'm going to do it today. Fuck it, I'll get it loaded, boom, and then you do it, and then you have all the problems again. You know, not a pretty sight. But the miracle is that I could feel that, see that, out of all these years. Is that it?
We stand ready to do anything which will lift the merciless oppression from us.
Are you willing to go to any lengths? That's a few things I ask guys, and it depends on where they're at when they sit in my living room. Are you willing to go to any lengths? What do you want from me? Period. That's what I ask sponsees. You know, especially if they already been through the steps. Or even some new guys. You know, I'm like, what the fuck you want from me? I want you to tell me what you want. Hell, I've been praying about it. I'm going to tell you what God revealed to me. What do you want? How can I serve you? You're sitting in my living room where I could be playing PlayStation or getting something wet. Yeah. So, what do you want from me? I want... See, I'm trying to listen. Tell me what you want, man. You want to live? You want to stay sober? I just want to get rid of the obsession. What do you want? Do you want to just learn a whole bunch of stuff because you think I'm a knowledgeable person just because I've been through the steps? That's it. I can't even read the book. I learned it by getting in the book with somebody else. Listening to big book studies, going to big book studies. I learned it by getting in the book and laboring nonstop. 5 steps a week. That's how I learned it. By experiencing it. And listening to God. That's where everybody gets this all twisted. I don't care how long you've been sober. We got to get out of it. I don't care how long you've been sober. It's not your knowledge that you're hooking them with. It's your experience. And this ain't something you need to figure out. You have the experience of what that God took you through to do, and now you're open as a balloon to God. And then you bounce that, what you think God tells you off of some other people if you're qualified there yet. Some people not. But they do have sponsors showing sponsors if you trudge them with them. And then you go with the experience and you learn something new. And you learn that this guy's behavior trait, this guy, the way this guy is. Every one of these guys, every one of them is a little bit different. And once you go through that for about a year, once that guy starts talking to you, you know what trait he is. Ego guy. He'd be fucking 5 women within a week. You know? So you know what experience. Don't worry, son. One day you're going to look back and you'll be like, everything happens for a reason. You know? And then you'll be like, call me, I can help you. You know? Imagine going through stuff in your life and it never helped nobody. That sucks. That'd be pointless. Pointless. Well, everything you went through never helped nobody. Huh. That's hopeless. So you mean to tell me all the times you played on Facebook and your head running 190 and you poked 18 people that night, that's not going to help nobody? I talked about stalking women's profile pictures. You'd be surprised how many people came and talk to me. I mean, I'm like, oh, wow, I'm not the only sicko. Also. Welcome to Alcoholics Anonymous. You got all kind of walks of people. You got psychopaths, which is the majority of us. You got people who are not really here temporarily. You got people trying to take step one, and a lot of people trying to take step one. You got people who are just passing by until they get pregnant, you know, and then they have babies and they have awesome life. It's beautiful. You know? It's all kind of different people in here. You got the people who beat themselves up. You got people who build cases. You got people who think people talk about them. You got people who can't shut the hell up. Yeah, I'm one of them, you know. So let's go to Fred's story. I want to persevere through that. I want to move through it.
Second paragraph.
Big book. We're in the big book. We're back to the dope book. All right.
Fred is a partner in a well-known accounting firm. His income is good. He has a fine home, is happily married, and the father of promising children of college age. He has so attractive a personality that he makes friends with everyone.
Go to page 40. Pick up there. We ain't got time for all that.
Last paragraph. In this frame of mind, I
And-
went about my business, and for a time all was well. I had no trouble refusing drinks and began to wonder if I had not been making too hard work of a simple matter.
So that's what obsession returned for Fred. Fred didn't think himself as an alcoholic. He's like, nah, you know, I was much impressed with what you guys said about the mental obsession and what happened to y'all where y'all drank. But by, you know, what I done learned, self-knowledge, this is what's going to keep me sober. And this frame of mind, he went about his business for 3 or 4 months. And then he starts thinking, maybe I'm making a big deal out of this. See, the truth then got him. Like, this ain't, this is going to, selfish self-sin that we think is the root trouble. I always thought, like, once we did this little 4 through 9 little gap, I always thought, like, once I found God, it's over with. I got him. They're talking about gaining assets and keeping assets. Gaining assets and keeping assets. The question is how to keep the assets. How to keep the power. Now, Bill's going to talk about faith has to work in and through us or we perish or we die. Fact, 24 hours. That might be why they walk real drunk every day. Trying to figure it out. Yeah? Keep reading.
One day I went to Washington to present some accounting evidence to a government bureau. I had been out of town before during this particular dry spell. So
Dry spell. You're not working the steps, you're dry. Keep reading.
physically, I felt fine.
Physically, don't we all? We're doing push-ups. We took 18 selfies in the gym. Yeah? 3 likes. Something promising maybe coming through tonight at midnight. Yeah? Dry feel. Physically, feeling fine. Yeah? Keep reading.
Neither did I have any pressing problems or worries. My business came off well. I was pleased and knew my partners would be too. It was the end of a perfect day and not a cloud on the horizon.
So this guy went on a spree and came up for air. We're going to the top of 42. Right there. I saw that. Willpower.
I saw that willpower and self-knowledge would not help in those strange middle
Blank spots.
I had never been able to understand people who said that a problem that had them hopelessly defeated. I knew then it was a crushing blow. 2 of the members of Alcoholics Anonymous came
Check
to
it out.
me.
He's about to take step 1. Now, when he takes step 1, what happens? 2 members come and see him. He didn't just come in there like, I'm empowered. Now, he's saying, I never understood people who had the problem, hopefully defeated them. I knew it was a crushing blow. It was a chunk of my pride. He ain't took step 1 yet. That was maybe one little thought. And you know how fast that thought lasts? Probably a minute. And then right back to like, you know what? Maybe I'll just work harder. Maybe I'll go get saved in the church. Maybe this is how we think. Come on, guys. Go.
They grinned, which I didn't like so much.
They grin. That's what we're supposed to look like. Hey, you look like shit. You're skinny. You know, if you was at home group last week, that's what I told a guy who made a year sober. First thing I seen him, when he got sober, I said, you look like shit. What you want me to say? Oh, you look good? Oh, man, you look great. I mean, yeah, I'm glad to see you. You don't look too fucking good. Oh, I forgot you just got 20 days, so you're so fucking excited. Wow, thank God. No, it's not good. It's not good. You know? Keep reading. So they grin. Well, I didn't like so much. Of course they grin.
And then asked me if I thought myself alcoholic and if I were really licked this time. I had to concede both propositions. They filed on me weeks of evidence to the effect that an alcoholic
was a hopeless, a real alcoholic, classifications, which is done on page 20. Keep reading.
They cited cases out of their own experience.
Cases out of their own experience. Then we go, I don't need you to read the whole doctor's opinion to me. I'm not saying that doctor's opinion ain't good and not read it, but like, look, I am equipped of like dumping that shit in my body, trying to go to church, going to prison for 3 years, going to 10 mental hospitals, going to treatment 3 times, going living in the Hope Center. I'm equipped with all this. Now, whether you conceive that you're like me is up to you. I'm just here to figure out where you at, and I'm going to bring my story with you, and maybe you can say, hey, I thought like that, and maybe this guy knows something about sleeping at night. Period. You know, that's what we're talking about, sleeping. We're not on a spree no more. We're dealing with the engine. We're dealing with guilt, shame, remorse from the kids. We're dealing with us, the world grabbing us, and our primary purpose becomes secondary. Keep reading.
This process snuffed out the last flicker of conviction that I could do the job myself.
So it flicked out the last conviction of thinking he could do the job himself. See, the man was still thinking of what? Fixing it. So let's go to page 44. The reason why we read that is for you to see that the member, you talking to that new person, the person you don't normally see at the meeting, and talking to them, figure out where they're at, sharing your experience. Either they're going to run or they're going to jump in the boat. That's up to them. Because some people don't like the truth. A lot of people don't. I piss people off all the time, and I just start talking about me. And they're like, he's talking about me. I can't help it that you ain't never did 8 and 9. I can't help it that you posting selfies every day. That's on you. I've been there. I thought that. I know where it's at. I know how it feels. Keep reading.
One who feels.
Yep. No. In the previous chapter, we hope we had learned something about alcoholism. We hope we had made it clear between the alcoholic and the non-alcoholic. When hopefully your sponsor talked to you, they talked about a normal person. Because we want to drink and think that we are like normal people. That's the biggest problem with us. That we don't understand. We don't want to be like them drunks. We want to be different from everybody, and we never fit in, right? We never fit in, but we don't want to be different from everybody. But we are different than everybody. But we don't want to be the same as everybody. Psychopath. I don't know any way you can put it. You can deny it if you want. I accept I'm a psychopath, okay? But you don't have to accept it, but I accept it, okay? I know I'm crazy, so the longer I stay sober, the more crazy I am. So psychopath comes out, you know? So, you know, in the previous chapter, you all learn something about alcoholism. We already made clear between alcohol and non-alcohol. If you honestly want to, the principle behind step 1 is honesty. You find you cannot quit entirely because the mental obsession comes back, or when you drink or shoot dope, you have little control of the amount you take because of the physical allergy, then you're probably an alcoholic. And if that be the case, you may be suffering from an illness which only a spiritual experience will conquer. So if you read that, what I did, and answer it honestly, then I'm suffering an illness, a disease, which only a spiritual experience will conquer. What else am I looking for? This was repeated over and over and over, unless the person can experience the entire psychic chain. What else am I looking for? I'm trying to figure it out. You know, that's where I was at. That's where I was at in Red River when this guy, Brian, came up and told me a little bit about the problem, and then talked about making amends, and talked about sponsorship, and talked about doing shit and being a part of a home group, and talked about a lot of stuff I never done. 8 months sober. When I got out of that Red River facility, Brian S., that me and this guy carried a message to for 4 years together. We prayed and meditated and went to Grimwell Springs Hospital, and that's where all this started. At Grimwell Springs Hospital. Many years ago, before they shut it down. Meanwhile, Kyle is the one that sponsored me. His home group is Free Again Choose, which used to be the old Tall Center meeting a long time ago. Okay, I got out on Friday night, went to the Tall Center, asked Kyle to sponsor me at Blue Bockers after they go out to eat after, you know. Meanwhile, I got Jody, which I jacked, and I ended up having to make amends to him. And this dude's sitting here 4 or 5 years sober. Now, you got James, which is another guy that ran. These 3 guys ran together. This guy just got out of the Hope Center not even 2 months ago, sleeping on Kyle's couch. And then here comes me. Bozo, gangster going wild, with rims beating everything. like terrorists in Alcoholics Anonymous. When he walked in a meeting, the old timers say, don't mess with that guy. He's a chronic relapse and he sleeps with all the women. You know, so, cock blockers. You know, really, they help me. For real. Nobody wants to be told, stay away from a person. You know, so the thing is, how did I come to believe? I didn't think Alcoholics Anonymous was going to work for me, but I came to believe that, hey, you know what? Maybe I didn't do all of Alcoholics Anonymous. And my thing was not like, okay, I know I could go through the steps to get connected to power, but how do I stay connected? How do I stay going to service work? How do I stay sponsoring people? How do I stay meeting a sponsor? How do I do that? That's what I was looking for. I look back at my past and I seen where life got good and I just threw the tools at the ground and said, I got it. I got it. And it don't matter, 3 years sober I was one time, 18 months sober one time, it don't matter. The same thing always happened is I believed a lie and I went on the spree again and I tried to run my ass in detox and try to stop it, but the spree had to keep going until everything got so bad that I came up for air again. But the question is, for me, I was sitting in there and my head was running so bad, there was no way I was going to do AA without that dude Brian throwing that shit at my feet for me to actually read that book again. And then as soon as I got out, it wasn't no question. I've been in and out of AA. I know who's serious. The people I don't want to hang out with. Like these guys, my sponsor was sober 4 years. He ain't been on a date in 4 years. Going to 7 meetings on a Saturday. It's the fucking people I got sober with. You know? And then look, Living Waters, Kyle, Brian was just getting sober at Grimmer Springs Hospital. Jody was over at Grimmer Springs Hospital. And this guy was over here at Corp. So once I became willing, called Kyle, asked him to sponsor me, scheduled to do my 5th step, took me through the steps for 2 weeks. I was willing to investigate the tool. He already said, this is my home group. Monday's Living Waters. Wednesday, you're going to go up there with Jody. And he actually went for the first 2 weeks. You know, as a sponsor, because he don't really go to Grimmer Springs Hospital, and hold my hand. Well, I was late. I wasn't on time. Because I'm an undisciplined drunk. But doing them things and having that awakening taught me how to show up early. Taught me how to stay late and pick up cigarette butts. Taught me how to talk to people after the meeting and wasn't just busting out because I got newcomers to talk to. I got people to help. My very first sponsor that ever got the program and actually sponsored people, he relapsed one time. But how did I get him? His car was broke down and everybody left but me. Finally, the guy that I had held hostage for a little while finally left, and he's out there jumping off his car. The whole time he's praying into me like, I want this dude to sponsor me, but I know he's not going to shut the fuck up. You know? And God, he's going to work the fuck out of me. You know what he does? Go out there and start his truck, got the dude jammed up in left field, and then he goes to leave, and he's like, would you jump me off? Yeah. What you doing, bro? There's always a reason why you stay after. There's a meeting before the meeting. There's a meeting after the meeting. And there's a meeting for the meeting, you know? And then you have home group, GSR. You got all these other different things that's very important. So these guys taught me this. They share their experience, strength, and hope and hold my hand. And even when I was 6 months sober, building cases on all these people and completely miserable, within a week, I call my sponsor, and he like, write that shit down, be at my house Saturday. The man knew what to do. The man knew. He said, you're gone, son. Write all that down. Write them fears down. Be at my house Saturday. And I was like, okay, it's all right. He said, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm just following my sponsor. And next thing you know, I'm in my first mini inventory. And after that, you know what my brain was programmed? Success, because I went home and slept again. Imagine that. I didn't wake up hating motherfucking people's guts. That sucks. Some resentments is fatal. So, keep reading.
To one who feels he is an atheist or agnostic, such an experience seems impossible. But to continue as he is means disaster.
Agnostic means without knowledge to carry out God's will. Without knowledge. A lot of people don't want to be that. I'm still that today. Trying to figure that out. Atheist doesn't believe no power exists. You know, then you have these true believers. They believe all this stuff. My personal opinion, I don't think an alcoholic could be a true believer. That's just my personal opinion. I think you can believe in a lot of this shit, but how you want to actually carry that out? Like this is simple shit here, bro. This is admit complete defeat, to be honest with yourself and others, and make complete defeat. This guy's gonna give you some hope. You're gonna offer your life to God, which you already done when you were saved. You're gonna write out an inventory, and then you're gonna hit the fucking ground running and call them people you jacked. But you balk at this, but want to go and talk about a Bible verse? What kind of shit is that? This is simple shit. This is like simple Christian shit here. They admit that they're wrong. They don't argue with people. If they do, then they admit that they're wrong again. Because nobody's going to be perfect and everybody's going to get angry. Alcoholic, non-alcoholic. I'm just trying to figure out, like, you owe all these hospitals, you owe all these sober living houses, you owe all your mama from not sleeping at night, and the best you got is like going to church and everything's fucking great on going live? Like that's the best you got? Really? You know? What are you talking about? Don't let the other hand see what the other hand doing? Like, why am I actually doing that? You can't enjoy the presence of God there? You can't enjoy the presence of God here? God's everywhere. Church, in your car, everywhere. And that's what gets us. Not just us alcoholics. That's what gets us the resentments, the lust, the world, the money, the job, the PlayStation, the fishing. That's what gets us. And the bad thing is, if you are an alcoholic like me, I share this experience, strength, and hope. This is my experience. If you're not like me, that's awesome. Congratulations. If you're an alcoholic like me, them simple things will suck your ass right out that door so fast. You gotta think about it. Hey, I've been an AA member for almost 10 years. Halfway, not all the way, halfway. But it's easy to be, sponsor people. Hell, I've been doing that really good. But it's hell to deal with a girl who lost all her patience, 2 kids yelling your name, Daddy, 24/7. And wants you to look at stuff. But we learn. Like my sponsor in Tevin and my sponsees always tell me, like, I want all these fruits and I want all these responsibility. But the truth be known, during Corona, I had all that because I had that little year-old son, and we was worried about him having Corona and dying, because of his immune system. And you know what? I wanted to commit suicide. And about 3 months of that, I was thinking about drinking. The message is this. The message, by sacrificing here, by sacrificing there, then I get to have a little bit of patience and see the beauty in it. Does this make sense, guys? This is what I'm talking about. To understand the gratitude, to understand, hey, bro, she had a bad day. I looked at my old lady, and she was like all cooking, face all red because she's like pale and type shit, and the kids are like going mayhem. I done did a power nap, because I only sleep 4 or 5 hours a night on an average night, knocking my head running. I don't sleep much. So I look at her and I was just like, look at her going mayhem in that kid. And she looked at me, the fuck you looking at? I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, what? Like, God damn, man. My bad. I ain't open my mouth. I ain't making them in. I don't like that. When it gets heated, that's when you got to make them in. Now you're a bad guy. So you could just be like, I was just admiring you. But other than that, the principles, you get to display that from your sponsor, from him having problems with his wife and communicating. You get to hear your sponsor, which is God's voice, to be like, maybe she's having a bad day. The kid is not in school. Yeah, I've been at work all day. I went to the paint store 18 times a day. I'd rather do that than sit there. Okay, right on. So, keep reading.
To be doomed in alcoholic death or to live on a spiritual basis are not always easy alternatives to face. But it isn't so difficult. About half our original fellowship were exactly of that type.
Type. Classification. Keep reading.
At first, some of us tried to avoid the issue.
Hoping
Hoping against hope.
that we was.
We not a true alcoholic.
Oh, I hope I don't have to do all this shit. Keep reading.
But after a while, we had to face the fact that we must find the spiritual basis of life or else.
We must find it. Must find it. Don't mean that you read the shit. You must find it by trying to practice, to be honest with people, to let them know that you're messed up, you're lost, your head's running, you can't control the engine. You're in all this financial fear trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. Must find. Keep reading.
Perhaps it is going to be that way with you.
But cheer up.
Something like half of us thought we were atheists or agnostics. Our experience shows that you need not be disconcerted. If a mere code of morals or a better philosophy of life were sufficient to overcome alcoholism, many of us would have recovered long ago.
This is my shit, okay? This was like my breaking point of unmanageability and taking step 2. If a mere code of morals and better philosophy of life to recover from alcohol, morals, right from wrong, being honest, being a good husband, if that was good enough for me to get sober, how about physically comfortable, happy, feeling okay with myself and not having to have all this shit? If that was good enough for me to recover a long time, I would have recovered a long time ago. But we find such codes and philosophies that not save us, nor how much we try. I could wish to be a good son. I could wish to be a good father. Liberate that. I got married. I tried this. I worked a whole bunch of hours. I done all this shit, and I couldn't do it. Sober and on a spree eventually. How about comfortable with myself? I buy 18 pairs of shoes. I buy this, I buy that. I'm grabbing this, I'm grabbing that. I got to get the new PlayStation. Use it for 4 or 5 months. Go on to the next thing. Da, da, da. Keep reading.
We could wish to be moral. We could wish to be philosophical.
I could wish that shit with all my might, but the needed power wasn't there. My human resources were marshaled by the will were not sufficient. They failed utterly. Not only failed to remove the mental obsession, but failed to meet my demands to make me happy. That's a bitch. Because I came to believe that something was bigger than me. That I knew that this relationship wasn't going to make me happy. That the charges getting beat wasn't going to make me happy. I wasn't seeking to find God because of the charges or because of the relationship. I was on a mission to find God where I could sleep at night. Maybe I won't wake up and smoke crack again. And the guy that hooked me took a butcher knife and climbed up the fucking chimney. And that made sense. You know, that's what I was like. You know, I was just thankful that that guy was honest. And then that guy was still involved in Alcoholics Anonymous at 4 years sober. Think about it. Because if he wasn't involved, I'm the type, you only got 2 to 3 weeks with me. For real. After me, we go over and over. I could tell you all the times I've been sober. After a month, almost 2 months, you can't tell me nothing unless I found something new. I'm already good, bro. Oh, yeah, I got sponsors. Yeah. I'm also running this house. Oh, yeah. I'm in education. Oh, yeah. 10, 11, 12, bitch. You know? Keep reading.
Lack of power. That was our dilemma.
We had to find. So you getting out of treatment, you telling me about God and I'm working with you? What the fuck? If I tell you, you're like, oh, I know everything about God. Close the book. Bye. What the fuck am I teaching you? Why are you at my fucking doorstep if you know everything about God? I'm still trying to find him. There's only so much of the truth I can see, buddy. But you evidently found it, so there's nothing else to talk about here. What you made a decision to find, you stood at the turning point. At last you get abandon yourself utterly to him? What the fuck are you abandoning? What are we talking about here? What are we doing? I'm sorry to be a fucking asshole. But like, you're sitting in my living room telling me a whole bunch of bullshit. And I ain't gonna talk to you like that, but I'm like, okay, just listen, okay. I close my butt, all right. Are you willing to go to any lengths? Oh, I already know God. All right, good. You're on your way. You know God. You found it. What am I teaching you? See, the hope is that maybe that this guy knows something about principles and how to put them in application. We all know principles. Some of us know right from wrong. Some of us had good families, good grandparents. As much as we want to live by them, could we? Lack of power, that was the dilemma. We had to find. We had to find the power, which is greater than self. And how and where we define the power, that's exactly what this book is about. Its main object is you to find the power by greater than yourself by which you can live. By which you can live. So we hopefully is in the business of living. because I was dying. I was existing. I was riding off the world to give me pleasures that was only temporarily happiness. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're going to read some and we're going to get out of here, guys, because we're out of time. And I told you I was going to tell you about this, people who come to believe. This is a very important thing to me. So, much to our relief, it's on page 46.
Much to our relief, we discovered we did not need to consider another person's conception of God.
So you don't have to choose my God, Jesus Christ. And look, my personal opinion, you write down whatever God you want, it don't matter. I don't care if you believe in Jesus, but whoever. Okay, let's keep talking about it. You was Catholic, you was fucking Baptist, you was Pentecostal. What the fuck did that do? Period. So keep telling me all this fucking shit that if you are like me, that me being honest with you, that I cannot carry that shit out dead sober. Much less high. But dead sober, I could still sell drugs and still sleep with buku women. So, like, what the fuck are we talking about here? I believed in a lot of shit. It don't mean I had power to carry it out. That's what I was looking for. Like, how can I carry this out? How can I focus for 1 hour? How can I pray for 30 minutes? How can I pray? How can I do this? How can I be okay? How can I quit making amends? And sometimes you just got to stop making amends, and then when you know you're done, then make the amends. That's a whole nother case. Only certain people know that. So, only certain people who made them errors know what I'm talking about. So, anyway, keep reading.
Our own conception, however inadequate, was sufficient to make the
Oh, so you believe in Jesus, you believe in Obama, whoever the fuck you believe in, that's good enough. Right? So that's good enough to make the approach, right? Keep reading.
and to effect a contact with him. As soon as we admitted the possible existence,
Hold on, we want it. Read it again.
much to our relief, we discovered we did not need to consider another's conception of God.
We missed the keynote. Keep
Our
reading.
own conception, however inadequate,
All right, our own conception, however, inadequate. You know what inadequate means? It don't fucking exist. Look it up in the Big Dictionary. Go ahead, look the motherfucker up. I ain't selling you no bullshit. I can't read, so I'm going to look it up, and I'm going to ask you to read it to me. Look it up. It don't exist. So why are we talking about it? Because think, if you come to me as God, it's just like, I don't know no more. You know what you're going to find? Because you're in the business of seeking now. That God could and would if he was sought. See, this has a lot to do with being honest and seeing that you're completely defeat. That you're restless, irritable, discontent. And that you have all this guilt, shame, remorse if you don't, it's baited with pride and ego because you're not wanting to look at all that other shit. You want to look at everybody else. Based off of self-reliance and fear of what all this shit is and using all these other people to fulfill them for fears. Unmanageability. So hopefully I'll come to believe in this. Keep reading, watch. This is what.
inadequate was sufficient to make the approach and to effect a contact with him. As soon as we admitted the possible existence of a creative intelligence,
Okay, so we admitted that. Keep going.
a spirit of the universe underlying the totality of things,
Here it is. Right.
began to be possessed of a new sense of power and direction.
There it is. There it is. Go to jail, get put in the back of a cop car. You swear to God you're not going to do it again, right? Detox a day or two. Prayer call. Y'all know where I'm going. God is all good. You strip down from all your self-will sufficiencies up to enough besides taking this guy on or whatever you do. So, my boy, you work for me. Yeah, but anyway, make a long story short, but you strip down. So as soon as we get in treatment, this is, you know, what we used to deal with back in the past is that they had no hope. Now I go to treatment, I'm like, this nigga got too much hope, I'm about to stir the fuck out of him. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to get out of there. And then I tell them what I'm doing, and they're like, what else am I supposed to say? Like, if you have no hope and you're about to hang yourself, now I'm like, this too shall pass, motherfucker. I used to think like this, and this is what's going on. But if you're all like, everything's great, man, I can't wait to get out there. Hey, yeah, I'm going to this fucking sober living house. I'm like, you are, huh? Okay. And then I just share my experience. That's all you got to do, share your experience. Because that's the thing. So he felt, as we come to believe in these things, we feel that power. We feel like, man, God's going to take care of me. And then, poof, vanishes. Keep reading, watch. It's going to tell you this.
We found that God does not make too hard of terms with those who seek Him. To us, the realm of the Spirit is broad, roomy, all-inclusive, never exclusive, or forbidding to those who earnestly seek.
You forgot a step. That we provided that we take other simple steps. You know? That means we got to take other simple steps. Very, very simple. Crucial, but simple. Simple. And I say this to close as we move into next week, guys. Next week is the keystone, which holds the whole triangle together. And out of my years of sponsorship, I thought if I could get this person to sponsor somebody or get them to be honest on their fifth step and make their amend, that they're going to stay sober, and it's not that case. Their groundwork is who they came to believe in. Because when he gets off page and he works in the plant, and I don't see him for 3 or 4 days in a meeting, I'm like, what do you come to believe in? You know, when I got 3 cars and I got a boat and I got a PlayStation and I want to go fishing and I got a company and I got money in the savings, I got money over here and I got all these responsibilities, what did I come to believe in 10 years ago? That I was willing to do whatever it took to help you find fucking God. And if you ain't talked to God and you ain't rolling with people like that, then it's lost. For me, it's lost. It's lost communication. That's the only thing that matters for me. Yeah, life is going to happen and more responsibilities come and we need to take care of kids. I'm not saying abandon your kids. But the happiness comes from the drunk, sorry. Not my personal opinion. And God, well, I'm trying to help this drunk. 10 years, 3 years sober, doing inventories with them, telling them what God revealed to me in the journal, telling them how I fucked up the other day, and now my head's running, and now I'm not fishing no more. I'm on the PlayStation deal now, you know, and just telling them where I'm at. Well, we could talk about his sponsees and think about how would God have us help them people. And I'm back to God, and I'm back to presence, I'm back to Sandy, and back to truth. We came to believe in it. Thank y'all. Let's close with the Lord's Prayer. I love y'all. Who has all knowledge and power?